I'm often asked this question: do doctors have side hustle? And I keep saying yes, they have side hustles, or they can have side hustles, because I mean, currently with the economic situation, your regular 9 to 5 doesn't cut it anymore. I mean, you're earning like 150K, 170K. It's like it's not going anywhere. You're paying bills, you're paying rent, you're doing this, sending home, and all of that. So it barely gets anywhere. So a lot of us have had to, look for side hustles to start by the side, so that I mean we can be able to get by. So in this video, I'll be talking about 25 side hustles that a medical doctor can do. You can comfortably combine it with your 9 to 5, or it can even turn to your full-time gig depending on the approach you use to it. So hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're listening, if you're watching, my name is Dr. Ron, and I talk about everything healthcare on this channel, and sharing tips and tricks for healthcare professionals who are looking for other things to do with their skill sets and time, right? So that being said, let's dive into the conversation. Before I go in, I would like to ask you, hit the like button, subscribe if you've not subscribed, and yeah, let's go ahead. So again, keep in mind that this is just a few ideas. I mean, the list is exhaustive, honestly. I mean, it's endless, but I just thought I'd just share 25 different side hustles. And this usually is going to depend on your skill set, it's going to depend on where you're living or your location, geographical location. Even if you're in Nigeria at the moment, it also depends in Lagos or Abuja or all of that. So that's going to affect some of this, but I'm just going to give a general overview of what's obtainable for everybody. I mean, there are also some of the things I'm going to say that probably might not obtain in Nigeria. Maybe it's in the UK or in the US, you could do all of that, right? So, yeah, just bear that in mind. So the first thing is teaching or tutoring medical students. I mean, by virtue of being a doctor, I mean, you know everything, you've gone through the process, you understand what happens. And the truth is, a lot of medical students actually struggle in school and all of that. So I know some persons or some doctors, I mean, they tutor medical students for free and all of that, which is fine. I did that in med school. I taught people for free. But I mean, there's nothing that stops you from, charging to tutor. I mean, it's your time and all of that. So, but if you want to do it for free, that's fine. But nothing stops you from charging, from tutoring or teaching medical students. Some people do it as full-time business and they're earning good money, right? That's number one. And the second one is consulting for healthcare organizations. I mean, there are tons of healthcare organizations out there who need some form of consulting services from doctors based on your expertise and all of that. So, for example, you could have pharmaceutical companies. I mean, they need your services, uh, maybe in one area or the other. I mean, they bring you in, they probably put you on a retainer or give you a contract, 6 months, 3 months, and you execute and go. So you can do this for different industries. For those who are building electronic medical records, for example, that's what I used to do. I mean, I did that for a while, and I still do, really. So those who build EMRs, they are tech guys, but they don't understand how the hospital works, the process, and all of that. So they need your input as a medical doctor. So it's something you can do by the side or even turn to your full-time hustle, right? So that's for consulting for healthcare organizations. Now, with telemedicine, remote medicine, and all of that, you can provide medical advice or telemedicine services online. There are a lot of companies now who are running telemedicine setups and all of that. So you can sign up as a doctor on some of these platforms, and people book you, and you set your time, you set your rate, and people book you. And I mean, you do your consultation, key your details, your advice, and you're done. So in Nigeria here, there are a couple of platforms like that. I think Doctora is the one I can remember right now that does that. I mean, this is not a paid advert, but I mean, I've used the Doctora platform and it's cool and it's beautiful. So you might want to check them out. If you're a doctor, you're looking for additional income, you can go and sign up on Doctora and, make some extra money by the side. You set your rate, you set your time and availability, and yeah, that's just it. So that's that. Then the next one is offering medical writing or editing services. I think a few, was it a few days or a few weeks back, I had a live session with a doctor who is into medical writing, and it's quite lucrative too, medical writing. So basically, you're trying to break down medical terms and jargons in quotes such that other people can understand it. People reading, like the layman in quotes, can understand the terms and all of that. So that's what you do as a medical writer. Though there is also the aspect of regulatory writing and all of that. So it depends on the area you want to take it. But medical writing is a thing. So it's something you can do by the side. I do articles, I do blog posts, and I get paid for that. So it's still part of medical writing. So it's something you might also want to consider, right? So that's medical writing editing services. So you might also want to look for that video in my live session where you click on live. You see the video down there. So you can just watch it and understand how she got into medical writing and probably, pick up a few tips and tricks from her. Next one is providing medical translation services. I mentioned that some of these things might be, location specific. So I think medical translation service is a big thing, like in the United States. So if you're in the States or you're planning to move to the States, so this is something you can do by the side to gain extra money to, augment whatever you're earning, right? So that's medical translation services. Then you could provide medical equipment repair or maintenance services. So you can float a company that does this and offer it to hospitals and other facilities, and you make your money. The medical research. Yes, you can go into medical research either full time or part time by the side, join a team of researchers and, work on a paper or something, and you get paid for it. I have colleagues who primarily just do data analysis as part of the research. So that's their area of expertise. Remember, I said it depends on your skill set, expertise, and all of that. So that's what they do, just the data analysis part of the research, and they get paid for that. So it's something you might also want to consider, medical research. Then you could start a medical tourism company. So this is a good one because every day people are looking to travel out for medical care and all of that. So you can actually sit down, liaise with some of these companies that provide medical services or medical tourism services, maybe be an agent or something, and you make your money. But again, you should check the credibility of the company you're looking at, working with, or the hospitals you want to be referring patients to. I think you should do your due diligence. But the idea is people do it. A lot of persons are doing it, so it's something you can also do by the side. Just make sure it's legit, really. Then the next one is offering health and wellness coaching or consulting services. So by the by the mere fact you're a doctor, so you consult every day, you see patients in the OPD, you advise them, do this, don't do this. This is what you should do to stay healthy and all of that. So nothing stops you from packaging this and selling it as a service, either to corporate bodies, to churches, to individuals, and all of that. So I know a couple of doctors who do that. I know Dr. Chinasa of Ariella, she does that quite well. And I think she's making money. I don't know how much she's making, but I think she's making money. So it's her side hustle apart from her regular 9 to 5. Then you talk about providing medical legal consulting services. I don't think this is a thing yet like that in Nigeria, but outside Nigeria, I think it's a big thing. So, just keep that in mind. Then you can start a medical team blog or YouTube channel. Yeah, that's the one I'm doing right now. I decided to start a YouTube channel, to share all of the information I have, because I felt I had a lot of information to share. So yeah, that's why I'm here. So do my YouTube. So if you're camera shy, you don't want to come in front of the camera, you could decide to do writing more of blog posts and articles, probably start a newsletter or something. And with time, you can grow an audience and people subscribe and pay to read your articles or whatever you write, right? So that's good. Then medical equipment rental services, that's also a thing. So you could rent out medical equipment. I know a couple of guys who are actually doing that. So it's something worth considering. Then home health care services. So this is beginning, I mean, the practice of medicine is beginning to change really quick. So I mean, a lot there are some simple things that could be done at home. Now you have companies who come to take your blood in your house. When the results are out, they send you an email or something to say your results are out. You go and see your doctor and all of that. So it's something also worth considering you can do because the market is huge, right? So that's home health care services. You can consider offering medical aesthetics services like Botox and fillers. I know a couple of doctors who are into aesthetics and all of that. So it's something also worth considering. And they just do it by the side. It's not like it's their full time. Though I think I know two persons who do it full time. So yeah, it's a thing. So you can do that. You can specialize in offering weight loss services for clients, either corporate bodies, individuals, and all of that. So again, it depends on how you package the service, then you push it out there. You can decide to start a medical supply company. I mean, things as little as cotton wool, needle and syringes, plaster. I mean, which other medical consumables? Those basic things. You could start with supplying those ones before you now get to the point of probably, oxygen and concentrator, or even building facilities and all of that. So just supply something. So the market is there because consumables actually move very, very, very fast. So hospitals tend to replenish them at a very fast rate. So consumables is a good thing. Then medical equipment installation and training services. I know doctors who do this too. Um, Especially those who have good relationship with manufacturers or who understand how some of these things work. So you could actually train your colleagues on how to use certain equipment. Maybe there is a new anesthesia machine, you come and teach them how to use it, or there's this new suture device, or I mean, whatever new technology, you can train people on how to use some of those stuff. Then you could talk about medical transportation services. I think the market for this is still there. I think Flying Doctors was doing the helicopter evacuation stuff and all of that. I know a couple of ambulances are also springing up in the industry. I think there's Help Station trying to do paramedic stuff. So, I mean, you could figure it out and say, okay, I want to do medical transportation services. You can do mobile medical clinic, moving from place to place. Is it Market Doctors? I hope I'm correct. Yes, they do mobile medical clinic. Then let me take a break here. If I continue, I'll ask you to share, like, subscribe, right? Then the next one is to provide training or the CMEs, that's continuing medical education for doctors, because before we can renew our licenses, annual practicing licenses, we need to show we're up to date with industry standards, what's happening, and that's where the CME is coming. So, and these CMEs are paid, so you can decide as a doctor to provide CMEs for your colleagues, and I mean they pay you for that. I mean, some people charge 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, up to 10K for whatever course or certification or whatever they're doing. I mean, it's paid for, so it's not free. So you can decide to do that. Then you can do occupational health services to businesses. So a lot of businesses now, I mean, when you talk about occupational health, it should be at the forefront of whoever is running any business. I mean, you're talking about sitting arrangement, how the workstation structured. Businesses don't know that, so that's where you, as a doctor, you can, you know, advise them on occupational health issues around their businesses. So I think I know one or two occupational health companies run by doctors in Lagos. So I mean, it's a thing, so you can do that. Then medical billing or coding, I think this is US or UK, because I don't think it's a thing really like that in Nigeria at the moment. So it's for those abroad. Then I think I've mentioned this before, have I? So providing equipment sales, no, selling equipment actually, no, selling proper medical equipment like the beds, the frames, the big equipment, the theater, the incubators and all of that. So it might be capital intensive, but people are doing it. So it's something we're considering. And the last one is medical concierge services for busy families and individuals. Interestingly, I was having this conversation with a couple of persons today just before I started recording this video. And I mean, the face of healthcare is changing. So a lot of people are beginning to deliver care to home. I mean, you have a pregnant bank executive who can't go for ANC because she's at work. I mean, so can we, do some of those basic investigations for her, or can we personalize her care? Okay, if she can't come within our normal operating hours for ANC, can she come in the evening, or can she come in the weekend? Things like that. So it's something you can also package and sell to companies, banks, corporate bodies, and all of that. Market is large, so it's just for you to figure it out, right? So these are my top 25 side hustles that I think doctors can do in 2023 to earn extra income by the side. Yeah, and you might transition full time or part time. It depends on you. Well, but these are my top 25. So if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a like, subscribe to the channel if you've not already subscribed, and please share the channel with your friends, your families. And I drop new videos on this channel every Friday by 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. I can't remember, but every Friday between 7 and 8 p.m. a new video drops on this channel. So you can also subscribe to my newsletter because I write every month to give you updates as to what's happening in the industry. So until I come your way next episode, I still remain your host, Dr. Ron, and bye for now.